Honestly, if you weren't scrolling, how would you have found my video anyway? Hi, hello, welcome to Lost in Prose, where we talk about all things bookish. And today I'm going to give you some tips on how you can read more. So, honestly, I read about 40 to 50 books a year, and I've seen people read a lot more than that as well. But honestly, I enjoy that pace. That is why I always end up reading these many amount of books. And it has been consistent for the past 2 to 3 years. So, anyway, the amount of books you read don't really matter. It's just these are more tips on how to make you a consistent reader and how you can inculcate reading as a habit in your daily routine. So it's mostly about that, because the amount of books you read doesn't need to define you, to be very frank, very honest, because there are people out there who read 100 to 120 books a year. So honestly, that's good for them, but I don't think I can ever do that. And you don't necessarily have to do that if you enjoy 12 books a year because you really liked reading them and the pace you finish them with is something you really enjoyed, then, well, you are a reader and you don't need any external validation for that. So anyway, without any further ado, let's dive in to my tips and tricks to read more. The first tip is read short books. Honestly, all of us, all thanks to social media, we now have an attention span of a squirrel. So, reading short books kind of helps because it keeps you sort of hooked for a certain period of time. Because if you start reading like classics or longer, really long books or books that keep, you know, going on and on, kind of draggy they are. So if you kind of read those books, that will make you feel bored a little faster. So anyway, short books or books with short chapters tend to grasp your attention for longer and keeps the interest, going on. Like it keeps your interest hooked while reading. So, of course, that will kind of compel you to read a little bit more. So that's why I love reading short books, and I honestly am phobic to books with huge amount of pages and stuff like that. I'm like, are you sure you needed to write that much? Because I don't think I'll be able to read that much. So my ideal book size, basically the books that I love to read the most, are under 300 pages, and once they go over that, I kind of feel a little skeptical before picking it up. But there are also many books that have a large number of pages, but then they have very short chapters, so that kind of helps, like the Aristotle and Dante duology. The second book is really thick, but the chapters are so small and so, it's so gripping, I'd say, the entire book. So I ended up reading it in a couple of days. Tip number two: I made my younger brother a reader, but he made himself a consistent reader. How? Well, I introduced books to him, and he really loved reading during the pandemic time because we didn't have much to do, right? So, to get off screens instead, we started reading more and more. I was already a reader, so I had a very good collection of children's books. So, I was like, why not you try picking it up with Wimpy Kids and stuff like that? So, that's how he started reading, but he made himself a consistent reader by reading 15 pages every day. So that was his hook. That is how he kind of made reading a part of his daily schedule, that I have to read 15 pages every day. But it wasn't a chore for him because he actually enjoyed doing so. So you can also kind of do something like that. Either set a few minutes or like an hour, like I'll have to read for 30 minutes today, or I'll try reading for an hour today. So that way, if you finish it kind of, provides a sense of accomplishment, number one, and you also kind of, end up enjoying yourself by reading. And gradually it will become a part of your daily routine, and it will become a habit and make you just consistent, and that way you can read more. There are many apps that actually help you track your reading, like Fable also has a streak kind of thing. This is not sponsored, I'm just saying I don't use the feature, but many people do, so it may help you stay consistent with it. And also, reading a certain amount of pages also keeps you motivated, but you could do it like before bed, or just like before winding up your day, or whenever you find free time. Although, a little disclaimer: if sometimes you feel like an hour before bed is an ideal time for reading, that may sometimes turn into 3 hours before bed, and then you'll hear birds chirping outside, and all of a sudden the sun is up, and you'll realize that that wasn't a very good idea. So anyway, do that on your own risk. Moving on to tip number three. It is read children's books. I love children's books so much. And honestly, having a younger brother who reads is another, plus point, because that way I can still buy children's books and we'll, read it twice. So it's kind of sustainable as well if you see it that way. But anyway, reading children's books is a really, really big motivator for me to read, because whenever I feel overwhelmed with a book, or a book that was, really heartbreaking, I'd say, and very heavy in its themes, I end up picking a children's book after that. So now children's books also come in the short books sort of category, or they're very light-hearted. So it kind of helps you read a little more and picks up the pace for you to read. So technically that really just helps. And they kind of also increase the number of books. I don't remember, like last year I read about, I think, 40 or 45 books, out of which I think about 10 to 15 books must be children's books. I absolutely love reading children's books. So if you're still playing like the number game, if you want to complete a particular goal, so then I'll highly recommend that you start reading children's books as well. Tip number 4: try out different genres. Now, maybe you're still a beginner and you're trying to read more books, but maybe the genre you're trying out is not for you. So, try switching up various genres and see what you like a little bit more. So, honestly, for me, I started out with romance and I really, really love romance. But this, especially since the past year, I've been experimenting a lot with genres. I've read fantasy, I've read thrillers, I've read mystery, murder mysteries, crime thrillers, um, gothic dark academia books, as well as contemporary fiction, YA. I've read a lot of that. I've mixed them all up and I've read a lot of genres. And honestly, I have discovered that I like a lot of crime thrillers. I like a lot of murder mysteries. Give me a gripping mystery and I'm hooked. So that kind of really motivates me to read, because once a mystery is fast paced and I really enjoy it, that way I will be picking up more of the genre. So for example, I read The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the first book, and then as soon as I finished it, I really wanted to read the next one as well. So that way I finished the entire series. So that does really motivate you to read more because you are liking the genre. So yes, giving various genres a try definitely helps to read more. And maybe sometimes you're too bored of reading a similar genre, so when you diversify into something else, it kind of gives you a different perspective, and it boosts your interest in different direction. So that kind of helps you explore more books. That's my logic behind this tip. Tip number 5: read multiple books, or DNF books. So reading multiple books keep many people motivated to read. A lot of people read multiple books at once. I don't, because I prefer reading one book at a time. I don't know why. It's like I'm cheating on one book if I read two books together. That is just my preference. But many people read multiple books at a time, and it really helps them because they can pick up various stories at once. So maybe if one gets too overwhelming, they could pick up the other one. So that way you'll also finish more books technically. So that is how many people like to do, but I don't. But since it doesn't work for me, that doesn't mean that it shouldn't work for you. You should try it out. Maybe it actually does. And DNFing. Many people DNF books if they do not like it, and I think that's perfectly fine. I don't do that. Again, that is not something I do. I'll stick to the very end of the book in hopes that maybe it will get better, because I'm optimistic like that. But I don't DNF. I just don't. But maybe if many people do, because they just can't, they don't like it. So maybe the genre isn't for you, maybe the story isn't for you, or maybe it's just not good. So you can go out, DNF the book, and go try something else. Maybe in a later phase of life, when you think that you are ready for it again, you can come back to it. So it completely depends upon what your preference is, and don't shy away from DNFing a book. Maybe you don't like it at that time, maybe your state of mind isn't ready to grasp that book, or maybe it just isn't good. You can come back to it again, so that way that particular book that you weren't liking doesn't slow down your pace of reading. So if you remove that obstruction, it technically just helps you read more, because you don't go into a slump. Ta-da! The sixth tip is to listen to audiobooks. Now, I don't listen to audiobooks. Again, these are a few tips that don't work for me. Like, it's just not my preference. but there are people out there who really really like these, so I thought why not put all of these out objectively so that you guys can also see which one works out for you, because if it doesn't work out for me, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have to work out for you. So anyway, reading audiobooks, many people love listening to audiobooks, and they just really think that it's much more convenient for them. If they can't devote time to sit down and read, they can put it in and they can listen to it, and many people do have that sort of tendency to pay a lot of attention to what's going on in their ear. So honestly, for me, it doesn't work out because I phase out completely if there is someone talking into my ear with the earphone and everything. I just completely tend to phase out and I don't listen to what was going on in the audiobook, and then I'll lose track of the entire storyline. So I just prefer to have a physical book with me. But still, you can try it out and check it out on your own. The last, or the seventh tip, is to reduce distractions while you're reading. Keep your devices away for the half or 1 hour that you are sitting down to read. Basically, make yourself in such a zone where you don't have any distractions and your sole focus is on reading. So that way also you will tend to read more, and you can either put your phone on silent or just keep it away and start reading. I usually keep it away, like my phone is at one end and I'll sit in the other and I'll just start reading. I like to do that a lot. So I think these are all the tips that I have, since it's already half of like the year, halfway has passed. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are thinking of how to complete their reading goals and stuff. So I hope that this video will help in some or the other way. So yeah, that's all, and I really hope that some of these tips, they stick with you, and it will help you be a more consistent reader and kind of read more books. And my mission is to get a book in your hands. Anyway, that's all, and I hope we'll meet next Friday. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you. Goodbye.